in these times when everyone's waiting, you giving us the gift of your listenership is is absolutely incredible. And what we're trying to do is trying to see if we can get you to appreciate the thoughts that go into making that word into a sentence, into a paragraph, into a chapter, and then eventually into a book that then releases a few thoughts. You know, when you open a book, the wonderful fragrance wafts out, and then the thoughts along with it. And a man who's become quite adept actually at giving us much food for thought between the pages that he writes is the venerable Harinder Sikka, who's in studio with us. Sir, thank you very much. First of all, an absolute honor to have you in the studio, and thank you for your service not only to the written word but to the nation as well. It means a whole lot to us, sir.
Truly, it's an honor for me.
Calling Sehmat was your first foray into telling stories that were real, gritty, and from the earth, so to speak. And from there, of course, it is now Gobind, which is the latest book that Harinder Sikka has written. Submariners are a special brotherhood. Either all come to the surface or no one does. That is the tagline of Gobind. Do tell us a little about the book, sir.
See, it's based on true events. 3 Navy officers, all my course mates. One of them happens to be me.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of putting 3 different stories, I merged them all together and made one character titled Gobind.
Right.
Why Gobind? I wanted to bring this boy from Patna, where my naming ceremony was done when I was born.
I see.
And he came from humble background. And there was a time when it was really stressful because we lived in a refugee colony when my parents came back from Pakistan.
Right.
So those kind of stresses, problems, difficulties,
right.
Parents would skip a meal and make sure that the child is educated well. These are not ordinary. There were extraordinary situations for everybody.
Absolutely.
But I recall that I used to have this question to God, why me? And I would bother him a lot. And would go to Gurdwara, eat prasad, carry a small little dona, they used to call it.
Yes, the dona, of course.
And pack some more. And while taking that, I would keep asking God, why me? And when time came, I was not good in studies. This question was all the time burning. Why somebody else is wearing shoes and I'm playing hockey, I don't have shoes. Proper shoes. Hockey shoes. And I was very good at it. I was a great player who could have done something wonders but that's how it is.
Of course.
And after the schooling, I graduated and an opportunity came. I believe the man up there heard me out. And I applied for CDS and I was 28th all over India in the Combined Defence Services.
Right.
Before I graduated, my result came out. I was in the Navy, qualified. And the cadet time started. And within 6 months, Navy took me to Port Louis on a ship for training. That was like a frog jumping out of the well into the ocean. And I realized that the world is much, much bigger. How does a developed economy look like?
Right.
I hired a bike which could be started with press button. We had Java here, which you do thak 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 to jor se. And I realized that the space between 2 ears, that 6 inches space, decides where you want to go, what you want to do. The entire universe is in there.
Absolutely.
So why not think big? Why not think different? But Navy had given me a break. And my mother used to say, when I actually boarded the train to go to Naval Academy in 1979, she had made a statement to me. It will remain etched in my life forever. She said that in case there is some problem, an event, make sure there is no injury on your back. It should be on the chest.
Oh.
That remained connected ever.
For sure. Absolutely.
And when I joined Navy, I did the best that I could. I have actually fired the largest number of surface-to-air missiles for the Navy ever in history till date.
Right.
But quit the mainline gunnery job, went into management, and thereafter I quit. There's a reason for quitting, but that's another day. When 99 Kargil battle theatre took place, I said, the salt running in the blood belongs to Navy. I went back to Kargil battle theatre.
Right.
And that is where things happened in different manners. I did things which as an embedded journalist should not be doing. And I began writing Raazi.
Of course.
Calling Sehmat.
Of course.
Now, I'm an accidental author. And miracles happened in my life. Miracles were, somebody made sure I recorded them on camera.
Sure.
And they were such amazing things, like Jeffrey Archer meeting in London over Calling Sehmat. And he's holding the book over his chest and said, "Here is the book." And his agent writing to me and saying that the writing in your book is missing. Took me 1 week to understand what has he said. And he says that the emotions flew so freely that it was not writing. It was your heart pouring out.
Absolutely. And that heart has poured out in Gobind as well, which is the book that we're talking about. But do tell us, Mr. Sikka, the book that you wrote, it was very visual in its way as well. But did you have to rework on it extensively to adapt it to the big screen? Was there a lot of changes? Or apart from, obviously, the basic story remains the same, but other than that?
You see, it took me 8 years to write the book. 2 trips to Pakistan.
Right.
And both trips, I went to Army Kent. Not done.
Wow.
You can be arrested.
Yes.
Okay. And where is somebody wearing a turban and going, he can be seen from a mile.
For sure.
So that's a miracle that nothing happened to me. When the story was written, it was written chapter by chapter.
Yeah.
Sent to Sehmat. If I'll write 8,000 words, she will cut down 6,000 words that you're overdoing it. I thought I was underdoing it. Having said that, I wrote what I felt. Each step that I took, I first put my feet in those shoes, felt the pain, absorbed it, and then wrote it down. There's a song in that, there's a story in that, in which Sehmat as Meera dances. Of course, the film did not make it in that. She actually did in Hindu college. And when I went to that place, to that college, Hindu college, when the stadium was, the theatre was still again being built, the auditorium, I was silently crying there, because Meera had faced that blood, shed that blood in that theatre.
Absolutely.
And there was tears in my eyes. The principal came and said, "You wrote Calling Sehmat."
And of course, the beautiful work that you've done is out with a new book. It's called Gobind. It's out for you to check out. So yeah, online, brick and mortar stores, wherever you'd like. It's all there. Mr. Sikka, it has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for your time and for being so generous with your thoughts.
Thank you very much. I've spoken my heart out. It's not easy, trust me. But am I glad I did?
Thank you so much for that. And of course, we're taking a break and coming right back. So you stay, okay?
94.3 Radio 1.